with this video. This year I've been getting into Wayne Krantz. If you don't know him, he's an incredible guitar player, very extemporaneous. He's all about just improv. There's like forms to songs, but every night it's totally different. It's really inspiring, really funky, really courageous to watch. You can't help but want to go home and just play for people after seeing these guys jam. So anyways, I went and saw them recently, actually, and it was incredible. And there's a few things that I took away from it. Playing wise, I think the main thing is kind of hard to really demonstrate, and I suck at it still. But it's using open strings. A lot of, he had a lot of strange, not patterned voicings of like, using the open strings in the voicing to have just a different voicing of a chord that you would have played another way and you would recognize it, you'd hear it. It really just sort of pricks your ear in an interesting way because you haven't heard that chord played that way before, probably. So anyways, that's something I'm trying to dig more into. But something else was a couple of effects that he used a lot the whole night, and they're weird. And so I wanted to throw together a little bit of a preset and just going to walk you through it and show you what it is. The first of those two things is the freeze pedal. He had a freeze pedal. I think it was the EHX freeze, Electro-Harmonix freeze pedal. And he was using it all night. All night. He would just sit there and just the chord low and use the freeze pedal and then play over it. Because it's just a trio. It's drums, bass, and him. So he's got so much space. And so I thought that was really cool. He would kind of hit a chord low. Obviously, he's not playing like that, but that type of a thing where he would go on and off it really, really quickly, and sometimes even be standing on the freeze pedal and stomping on other pedals, which was really kind of cool. So what I did in this preset is I took my freeze, I already did a video on doing a freeze in the Fractal, and I kind of flipped it on its head. In that preset, it was flipped the other way so that you could play a chord and then hit the capture and then let go, and that would sort of be latched. So it's kind of like a latching freeze. This is flipped on its head, so this is momentary. And I actually did it without the filter block like I did before. You notice this is standard delay, digital delay. The feedback by default is set to 0, mix at 0, and input gain at 100%. So it's listening, and then when I hit the button down momentarily, the feedback goes to 100, the mix goes to 100, and the gain goes all the way down. So in the time that it was moving, it was listening and it captured that, and it'll hold it forever as long as I have this held down. So if I demonstrate that, I kind of already did, but I'll do it again. So I'll release, and now we've got no delay, no freeze. And then if I hit a chord and I hit the button momentarily. Now we've got the freeze on while I'm holding down the pedal, and then I can jump off of it. And what that lets me do is just be able to do the thing he was doing, which is jump on and off the freeze pedal a lot. Again, I'm not very good at it, but it's something I'm going to practice. So just another way to use a freeze effect. So the other thing that he used all the time was a ring mod. And during the intermission, I was looking at the pedals, and there was one he kept stomping on, had a weird sound. And I looked it up, and it was a ring mod. I think it's a discontinued version. It was, I'll put a picture of it up here. I have it written down somewhere. I don't remember it. Feedback suppressor, something like that. Anyways, it was basically a ring mod. And that's a scary effect, man. I don't really understand them so much. If we play with it just a little bit here, I'm going to turn off the pitch tracking and I turn it on. It's like garbage. And the basic idea, sort of like Ring Mod 101 as I now understand it, is this frequency, it's generating harmonics of a certain frequency. So this is the frequency controller here. So if I play a note and I sweep this around, you'll hear the sound change. And so the point is that with an older ring mod, like back when these were first a thing, you would have to dial it in for whatever sort of key you're in, I guess, and then just be really careful what notes you're playing. The frequency multiplier is just controlling what multiples of that frequency are getting generated. So you'll see if I change that, we get even more different sounds. And we can get lower sounds if we go below. But one of the cool things about the version in the Axe effects, and I believe a feature also of the EHX pedal that Krantz was using, is some sort of pitch tracking, and you have a control over how far away the ring mod gets from where you are. And so we can turn on pitch tracking, and all of a sudden it's immediately more musical. And what I kind of liken it to is, it's like a shock sound, for sure. It's also kind of synthy if you're playing leads on it. You can't really play more than one note at a time. It's not really polyphonic. But maybe for effect that could work, and certainly during the show, Krantz was doing that pretty often, where he would just want something to be super, super out, building tension, stomp on the ring mod. It gets so crazy, and then the band just falls into the head of the song, and he turns off the ring mod, and it's just like this epic tension building and release. Yeah, so that's really all I wanted to show you guys in this video. Just inspired by Wayne Krantz. I've been checking him out. If you haven't checked him out, definitely do that. And yeah, if you are a user of a ring mod and there's another trick that I've missed so far, please let me know. I am looking to learn more and more and more. And yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. If you have, and remember, if it sounds good, it is good.